Hey family, it's your brother King Simon, and we got the Mathologist coming in the building. Mr. Adams, aka Adam or Brother Adam. I know him for many years, so don't miss this show. Please thumb up, share it right now, and let him know that the Mathologist specialist is coming in. We're going to come from Egypt, China, India. We're going to talk all about it so your children can learn much faster, because Mr. Adam has been dropping it for over 40 years. He even used to teach the Nuapian and the Ansar Nation. Oh, y'all don't know who we're about to bring on, so make sure y'all tune in right here on King Simon Present or the Numerovation Nation or the Ministry of Numerovation, because we deal with numbers. And don't forget, tonight we have the one, the only Red Pill. That's right, from the Red Pill and Blue Pill family. That's how we do it. Ow! Ow! King Simon in the building. King Simon in the building. Don't you miss it, because it is what it is. I'll see you in a few. Peace! Hey, this is King Simon. Remember, make sure you go to my website, kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com. That's kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com, or Linktree at King Simon the Numerovator. Get all 4 of my books, and of course, that's the Numerovation for Mental Stability. Numbers are simple, people are complicated. Numbers are simple, children's health is important, and no promotion is bad promotion. Just spell my name right. Make sure you get them now on all my links. That's kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com. Go now. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Lot of mercy, lot of mercy. Lot of mercy, lot of mercy. Oh man, we got a special show for you tonight, or today, this afternoon. Matter of fact, this afternoon, I got my man with a master mathematical plan. They don't know, I used to be a singer, a rapper. I used to do all of that back in the day. From the Ansar community till now, I hit the street and I know how to do it right. Used to be on WWRL, WLIB, WBLS. Used to rock all kind of underground stations. You know how we do. King Simon in the building. You know we got the special mathologist coming in. Of course, my partner in Vibe is going to be in the building. Oh, yeah, she coming in. Her name is Empress Aisha Moore. Just want to remind everybody, the month of May starts off with Mr. Adam. May Day, May Day, May Day, Mathematical May Day. We starting it right here on May the 2nd. And of course, we got Red Pill coming in tonight. Don't forget, this Wednesday, we got Shakira Moore coming in. And on Thursday, we got Nuri Muhammad, Minister Nuri Muhammad. And then on that Sunday, we got TJ Lofton coming in. Then we have Brother Quasi coming in on that Wednesday. And then, of course, live and direct, woo-wee, we got Marcia Moore, the poet extraordinaire, and we got Lioness Crown coming in from Fly Nubian Queen. And then that Thursday special broadcast, we got Dr. Phil Valentine coming in. And then we got Nadine J. Barton coming in, a naval chief, and she is big in authorship also. And then we're going to close out the month with the disco diva, former disco diva, Susie Q. Oh, man. Y'all haven't heard from Susie Q in 1,000 years. So I got Susie Q, the former disco diva, coming in at the end of the month. So it's going to be hot. I'm telling you, it's going to be like fire. Ooh, how y'all feeling? 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 Give myself a round of applause. Lord have mercy. You know what we doing. Oh, man, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. Yeah, I got the microphone set up now. Oh, my goodness. We about to turn it up. It is what it is. You see on my shirt? It is what it is. It is what it is. All right, now. If y'all can hear me out there, please, 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 please put it on number one. Put up a number one if you can hear me out there. If you can hear me, put up a number one right now in the chat. Put a number one in the chat. Put a number one in the chat if you could hear me. El numero uno, baby. Let me see the number one come up in the chat right now if you can hear me. All right. Hey, Benita. What up, Benita? How you doing? How you feeling? Like Wendy Williams would say, how you doing? Let me leave y'all alone with that Wendy stuff. It is what it is. It's a Sunday afternoon. It's a Sunday evening. Bam! Yeah, man. I am enjoying today. It's going to be a fun day. Adam is even putting up a number one. He put it up in the private chat. Go ahead, Adam. That's my brother. That's my mother flipping brother. But before we bring him on, we got to bring on my co-host, my sexy and beautiful and spiritual co-host. Make sure you unmute yourself, girl. All right, there you go. All right, we're going to bring on the one, the only, Aisha Amore. What's up, my boy? Alicia, what's up, girl? How you doing?
I can't help but to smile.
Yeah, you love that song. That's a good song, too. I love that song, too.
I got my book.
Oh, you got your book? You got it? I didn't know it came that fast. Okay, you want to open it up?
My brother Keith say he's going to send it. He's going to send it. So I'm not going to show the other side because it got personal information on it.
Okay, yeah. Let's open the front.
yeah. Can't show the personal information, but you
got the book.
You secured this book.
Oh, yeah. I didn't know because because Billy Carson told me about his book being damaged in water while sending it. So I said, "Ooh, I ain't with that foolishness." Yeah. So I got to make sure everything is right. But show the book. I think I sent you the hardcover. You got the hardcover, right? Oh yeah. Okay,
yes.
Show it. Oh yeah, put it up in the front. Oh yeah, she got my hardcover book. Yeah, there it is. She got the book. Give her a round of applause for that. Okay, give her a round of applause. Give her a round of applause for that.
The book is legit.
Yeah. That's what it is. Thank you, sister. Thank you for supporting and showing that love.
Wait. This is a special edition, and I paid for a special edition. Everyone, this
Oh, there, she got to sign. She got to sign, sealed, and delivered. Yes, I signed that book.
Yes. Oh, I can't wait.
And I ain't got no more. They sold out. Oh, thank you.
The words are not too tiny.
No.
It looks like it's a good. Oh my gosh, I'm impressed.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. I try my hardest to make it nice. You know, I sent this the brother that I'm about to bring on. I sent it to his cousin. I sent it to his cousin on WBLS, and he loved the book too. So they're gonna try to get me on WBLS. So that's gonna be tight. Yes. I can't wait for that to happen. So we gonna work for that. We working for that. Hopefully, I get on Lenny Green's show and all that, because I know Lloyd Strayhorn be on there all the time. How you feeling? Beautiful? How's the family?
Oh, I'm good. I like that you. Can I just show one page?
Go ahead, beautiful.
I like how he wrote it. See, it's not too overbearing. Like you could. Thank you, Brother King Simon. I appreciate this.
You're welcome. Like, I gotta give you a round of applause. I'm giving you a round of applause for even getting
a round of applause. I'm so excited. Thank you so much.
I'm so excited.
For mental stability.
Can't hide it.
In New York City, you need some mental stability. So this is definitely gonna go a long way. So right about there.
Numerovation for mental stability. After what's been going on, we got to keep it tight. Remember, we're broadcasting on the Numerovation Nation. That's the Ministry of Numerovation, and we're broadcasting on Facebook Live. So that's a beautiful thing. So, all right. So I see my guest is in the backstage. It is now 2:00, and he's born on the 11th. So I had to make sure 1 + 1 = 2. I gave him that choice, and he chose 2 p.m. And that's what we was gonna do. Without further ado, hold on before we bring on. His name is Adam, the Mathologist. Adam has been teaching math for over 40 years. He has worked in the public school system, after school programs, community organization, teaching and tutoring students of all nationalities. Adam prefers Mathologist to Mathematician. He'll explain that because he developed his own style of teaching that has proven effective over the years. He has studied math from India, Egypt, and China. And without any further ado, we want to welcome right here on King Simon Present. In a long time, I haven't had this brother. I had him do lecture before. He used to be the math teacher for the Nuwapians and the Ansar Allah community. So let's give him a round of applause. The one, the only, Adam in the building. Adam.
Peace, brother. What's up? How you doing? How you doing, family? It's a pleasure to be here. All right. This brings back memories, because usually on Sunday I'd be teaching at the Nuwabian class or the Ansar class at this time.
Yes, sir. Back in the day. Yeah, I'm so proud of your growth and development you got. And plus you're married now. All this good stuff is happening to
a lot
you,
of good
brother
stuff.
Adam. And me and Adam go back over 30-something years. If we're going back to the Ansars, I was there from 85, and I used to make the pizza back in the day. So a lot of people
pizzas, right?
Those big ass pizzas. That's right. For $1.
Yeah.
$1.
Right.
And this brother has amazed me over the years because he's not only taught in high schools and different places. I ran into him back at Clara Barton back in the day, and right across the street from Prospect Heights in Brooklyn. And this brother is a fantastic mathematician. So family, I need y'all to share this, like this, and tell your family and children, because he makes it easy for children to learn. Y'all got to understand that. He's a mathologist. He's our guest for today. And if you want to connect with the mathologist, this is his email right here, admsqupid@gmail.com. And it's also a PayPal link. And if you want to book his services, also you want to spread love for helping our children throughout New York City and all over the world for many years. He's been featured on WBLS, Kiss FM back in the day when his cousin ran that over there. So we just happy to have you. Let me give him another round of applause, because that's my brother, man. That's my brother. I got to give him another round of applause all the time, brother. Now, Adam, this is Empress Aisha Moore. Please, Empress.
Greetings, brother Adam.
Greetings, sister. How are you? How you doing, Queen?
Great. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Yeah, the same here.
Adam, we all have children. We've had and we've dealt with the children, but let's talk about your history, especially from your childhood to now. What made you so intrigued with mathematics? Was your mom or your father? Is there somebody in your family that was promoting this? Let's talk about it, my brother.
Oh, well, first of all, as a kid, when I was around 4 or 5 years old, I couldn't get along with other kids because they didn't think logically. And everything that I do had to have some kind of logic. And as we get further, I'm going to explain to you what math really is, because I think most people have a misconception about what math is. They think that math is numbers and symbols and formulas, equations and algorithms. That's not what math is. Those things can represent math, just as language represent things, but language is not the thing.
Right.
So math represents stuff. So when I was a kid, I had that inside of me. But when I really got into math was when there was a book that was printed in the Ansar community called Ancient Egypt and the Pyramids.
Oh, yes. I remember that.
Yeah. And I was already proficient in math to a degree, as most Westerners, because I was taught math the same way that most people in the Western hemisphere are taught math, which is really not the correct way, which is one of the reasons why America is number 26 in the world when it comes to math. And you have India and China number 1 and number 2. And it's not because they're smarter than us. It's because they're taught math the correct way. In the Western hemisphere, we're not taught math the correct way. So when I read that book, Ancient Egypt and the Pyramids, and I found out that we were the ones that discovered math, that means that math was in my DNA. So if math was in my DNA, then I set on this quest to conquer it and to find out why there were some aspects of math that seemed difficult. Why was I having problems with math? And then I discovered that the same reason I was having problems with math was the same reason why everybody else was having problems with math. Because we looked at those symbols and formulas and equations. And then I started studying math from India. There was a guy from India, a brilliant mathematician, and actually we connected computers, and I took an entire course from this guy, and it was called Vedic math. And Vedic maths kind of resonated with me. It felt more natural, it felt more comfortable. And once I became proficient in Vedic math, I created a kind of math that I refer to as right brain math, which I'll get into that later, which is one of the reasons why people of color don't do well with math in school, because they teach left brain math in the Western hemisphere, especially in schools in America. And left brain math is more conducive to those people who lean more toward the left hemisphere of the brain, which is why they do well and sometimes we don't. So I took the right brain math and I combined it with the Vedic math and created a form of mathematics, which I call right brain math.
Right brain math. And and that's interesting that you say that, because a lot of people say there's a difference between the left brain and the right brain. Can you explain that, and why that was necessary to create right brain math?
Okay, left brain people tend to be rational, logical, sequential. They have good memories, etc. Whereas right brain tend to think in terms of images and pictures. Left brain is can remember the abstract. The right brain sees the whole thing, whereas left brain will see the part. A left brain person will see a tree. A right brain person will see a forest.
So they see it holistically, you're saying?
Precisely, yeah. They get the complete image. That's right.
Good.
And most of us, and remember, we came from the East. We didn't come from the West.
Right.
So we still have that Eastern way of thinking, even though we know we don't do it on the surface. We still have that way of thinking. This is why things appeal to us. If you notice that when martial arts came about, that many of us gravitated toward martial arts. When we hear stuff like yoga and meditation, we tend to gravitate toward that very quickly because it's inside of us. It's in our memory, just like our grandparents' nose is on our face.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, and that's true. We tend to gravitate. Now, from back in those days, from when I've known you, from back in those days in the Ansar community, so I got in there around 84, 85. What attracted you to the knowledge of Doc and Imam Isa at that time? Because I know a lot of stuff he really threw out there, and a lot of us gravitated to that community so well. And was it mathematical, or was it just scientifical that you gravitated to that?
Here's something that's going to blow your mind.
Yes.
It was actually Dr. King.
Martin Luther King?
From Dr. King to Dr. York. Yes.
Get out of here.
Here's something that most people don't know about. Dr. King was a student. Dr. King and Bruce Lee, the martial artist, by the way, they have a lot in common. And on the surface, it doesn't appear that they have anything in common. You have Martin Luther King's claim to fame was through nonviolence. Bruce Lee's claim to fame was through violence. So you would almost see them as being antithetical, being opposite, but they have a lot in common because they were students of a philosopher by the name of Hegel. And Hegel was the one who said that truth was found neither in a thesis nor an antithesis, but a synthesis that reconciled the truth of opposites. And so what Bruce Lee did was he felt that fighting, there was no one style. You take whatever was effective from all of the styles and you put them together, and he called it Jeet Kune Do. Dr. King, the same thing. he didn't believe in one's philosophy. He believed in taking what is effective from all the different philosophies and all the different religions and putting them all together and establishing something that reconciles the truth of all of them, but avoids anything that's inadequate or ineffective from either of them. And when I started reading Dr. York's doctrine during that time period, he was the one that taught us not only about just Islam, Christianity, all the various religions, all the various philosophies. He put them all together. That's what attracted me to that doctrine. And again, I was led there through Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and Bruce Lee.
Hey, do me a favor, Adam, and put your camera down so we can see your full face.
Okay.
Can you put your computer down a little? There you go. There we are. Yes. And that's interesting you say that, because it was Adam, this brother here, that introduced me to one of Dr. Martin Luther King's radical work, which was Here and Now, Community and Chaos.
Where do we go from here? Chaos or community? And Trouble the Conscience, by the way.
Yes.
By the way, again, I do the Martin Luther King thing too, because that image that they have out there is not the real Dr. King. The real Dr. King is never really spoken about.
And I wonder if we got to set that up to do it another time, or we could do that, a touch on it about. You want to touch a little bit about Martin Luther King?
I can definitely touch on that. Dr. King was very radical, by the way, very radical, revolutionary. What they do is they take that little "I have a dream" soundbite, and they project that as being everything that Dr. King was about. He was that wasn't even a speech, by the way. That was just something he just threw in because he was surprised that he was so well received. He took the original speech that he had and he pushed it to the side, and he said that "I have a dream" thing, which he had said a year earlier at Aretha Franklin's father's church, the Reverend C.L. Franklin. And they took that, and that became sort of this image of Dr. King. But I think about when you think of Jesus Christ of Bible fame, and you look at what they have did to his image, we know that the Jesus Christ that's projected in modern day Christianity is not the Jesus Christ that was of 2,000 years ago. Whether you believe that he was an actual individual or whether you believe that he was allegorical, it doesn't matter. The image that's projected today is not the same one of 2,000 years ago. So if they can do what they did to Dr. King in less than 50 years, if they can take his image and change it and make him look like some passive turn-the-cheek punk, imagine what they can do for Jesus Christ in 2,000 years in terms of changing that image. But the image that the real Dr. King enjoyed about 10 minutes of fame, and that was in 1963, the March on Washington. That was the only time. Prior to that, he was the Farrakhan of the South, because you would ask people, "Are you following that guy Martin Luther King?" Most black folk would say no, because they didn't want to. They don't want to lose their job, their houses, etc. They don't want to be associated with him in the same way that people don't want to be associated with Farrakhan today. A lot of black folk. You see, and in 1968, when he decided to bring out his radical side, especially after the meeting with Elijah Muhammad, because he had a meeting with Elijah Muhammad, and when he had that meeting, he came out and he advocated separation, and you can get that in his book. What's the book? I think it's one of his last books. I'll get that book.
No problem.
Yeah, but he came out and he advocated that black folks separate.
Now, what about the thing where Bayard Rushdie kind of separated them from doing that radical stuff? Is that kind of true that Bayard Rushdie came in and kind of promoted that
well, what happened was the whole nonviolent philosophy was a tactic. Dr. King had to cleverly disguise a Hindu philosophy and get a bunch of Southern Baptist Christian to accept the Hindu philosophy, which was brilliant in and of itself, because a lot of the folk think that that most of the philosophy he was talking about was coming from a Christian perspective. It was really coming from a Hindu perspective and not a Christian
Mahatma Gandhi, right?
Mahatma Gandhi. Yes, that's where it came from. That whole nonviolent philosophy. It was a tactic. It was a tactic.
Yes.
You see, and it was a tactic to get rid of legal segregation, because he felt that the first step you had to do was get rid of legal segregation in the South.
So tactics are mathematical in their own sense.
Absolutely. Right. You do what works. You do what works. Because he once said that Malcolm X said, "By any means necessary." Dr. King said, "Whatever mean is most effective." He said, "A method, regardless of how much steam you release, if it's not effective, it's weakness."
But by any means necessary, would it not be similar to what?
It's the same. They were saying the same thing in different words. Whatever works, whatever is necessary, whatever is effective, whatever.
So they were very similar.
Saying the same thing, exactly. And when he moved to the North, remember that the conditions in the North were different from the conditions in the South.
Yes.
You see,
yes.
again, in the South, they live under a legal system of segregation. Meaning that right now you can protest police brutality now. You can go to courts. Whether you win or not, you still can do that. Under legal segregation, it was legal. So there was absolutely nothing you could do. You couldn't take it to court. You couldn't do anything. So you got to get rid of the legal barriers first. And that was the tactic that he employed to get rid of legal barriers.
Now, we're going to have to bring you back to do a Martin Luther King, because I know you get into the whole voice, you get into all of that. We're not going to do that right now. We're going to stay focused, because we can go in. I know how we do. Now, this brother is a historian on Martin Luther King and his history. So we definitely got to do this on another time when we deal with history of Martin Luther King and other great leaders that in comparison to Martin Luther King. We're going to do that, definitely. But now, getting into the math and its history, you know, I'm reading a lot of books on math. But not only, I just got this new one called Numbers, the Universal Language. Of course, I had this one. It's called The Story of Numbers. And I see, as although mathematics, and I got this one, old one. This is 1962, computer arithmetic. But binary. Binary. But what I see is a lot of biases when it comes to certain people that write these books on math. Like, and it's not supposed to, because math is a universal language. But why have you seen that in your history of while you studying math, brother?
Yeah, because many of them are I call them symbolmaticians.
Okay.
And again, we have to understand that math is not symbols. It's not a word, for instance. Imagine if a guy studies maps and he locks himself in a room and he studies maps and he understands everything is to know about a map, but he never traveled anywhere. And then you get another fellow who travels around the world, but he don't know how to read a map. But he's traveled, he's explored other cultures, he's lived other cultures, observed other cultures, but he never read a map. Who has the real knowledge? The guy who's traveled around the world, or the guy that studied the maps?
Traveled around the world, right?
The guy that traveled around the world. It's just that he don't know how to read the map. But the guy who read the map, he never been around the world. So his only knowledge of the world is those little dots he see on the map. So most people, unfortunately, when they see numbers and symbols and formulas and equations, they think that that's the actual math. When that's like the thing that it represents something. Yes. But it is not the thing.
Yes. It is not the thing. It's just a symbol.
Right. It's like a symbol is like the alphabet, because math is a language. So the symbols is like an alphabet. A formula is like a word. An equation is like a sentence.
Yes. You
follow me?
Yes, sir.
So,
yes,
but if you see, let's say, for instance, if you saw CAT, but you've never seen the actual animal. You see? You understand what I'm saying? And then you have and think of 100 words like that you've never seen the actual APPLE, but you've never seen an actual apple. You've never tasted the apple. You've never experienced the apple. You just know APPLE, or you just know CAT. So that when most of us go to school in the Western world, this is what we get. We get numbers, we get formulas, again, which represents something underneath, but you never see the stuff underneath. And that's where the confusion comes in. And this is why some people fall by the wayside, others who may have a talent for remembering the abstract. So those few people tend to get through, but the masses tend to fall by the wayside.
Now, before I go to Sister Empress Aisha Moore with a question, was this purposely done to present just to make it confusing to those who needed to know the math, please?
Oh, definitely. Because remember, math is like money. Like when you think about society, you have the 1% of the population that has most of the money. You see, and you have the 99% that don't have. Where math is power, and math is everything. Matter of fact, modern scientists, a quantum chemist who said that the very foundation of everything in the physical world is mathematical forms. Yes. Which we at one time believed were these hard, solid things, the things that we believe was hard and solid, called atoms. But when they kept breaking it down, it was really mathematical forms. And math is also the foundation of reasoning and logic as well. So when a person has the ability to think logically, then that person has the ability to engage in critical thinking. You have the ability to infer. You have the ability to prove things. And what are things about proving? There's 3 ways of proving something. You can prove it through direct perception, whereas you can do the observation and analysis yourself. You have competent testimony, which is what we call sources, or reliable sources, or credible sources, etc. But the only real way to establish a proof is through inference. And inference is you might not have a physical perception of a certain reality, but you can arrive at that through logic and past experience. You see, if someone releases a brick in an atmosphere with a positive gravity, I don't have to see the person whose head that brick fell on to know that they had a bad experience.
Exactly, that's true. So the numbers basically and the mathematics basically deal with patterns also and the sequences of what's going on.
And exactly. As a matter of fact, I'm going to get to what math is. You know, I've said what math isn't, but now I want to say what math is.
Okay, before you do that, let's make sure people are tuning in. Please, this is the mathologist himself, Adam. And of course, you can connect with him and his services through his email. You could also pay him for his services because he is a tutor and he teaches all different types of math. So you can have an understanding of it very easily. So you can pass all those math tests in your school and college and all that. Because I know you teach college students also, right?
Yeah, I've tutored college students. Yeah.
Tutor college students. So explain math and then Sister Empress, please ask your question after he explains. Go ahead.
Yes, math is patterns. Sequences, configurations, logic. That's what math is. The numbers only represent that stuff.
Okay.
You understand? So matter of fact, when I'm teaching students, the first thing I tell them to do is to look for patterns. Always look for patterns. As a matter of fact, could I demonstrate something for 1 minute?
Yeah. Yes, okay. No problem.
I'm going to bring them up. I want to show you something.
Okay.
Where's share? Share is here.
Once you share it, and now I can share you.
Okay, share screen.
Remember, share this video, family. Share this video. Share, like, and thumb up the video, family. Let's not play games. I don't see you come up yet. You haven't came up yet. Did you share? Did the same thing? Okay, you're coming up. I see that. No problem. Let me get you in. Let me get that screen up. It should be coming up now. Now, I need you to break it down to one screen like you did before. Okay.
Okay,
right.
Can you see this?
Yes, sir. We can see that. Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm going to show you something. I'm going to watch this. This is, I'm going to show you how following patterns will make things a lot easier for you. And this is squaring numbers. We're going to go from 41, 42, 43, 44. Okay, writing with this mouse here. Okay.
Yeah, I know. You need a pen.
45, 46, 47, 48, and 49. Now, this is something that most people don't know about numbers here, and you'll find it easy, especially when you're doing squares.
Okay.
Okay, so let me just put this powers up here to second power of square.
All right, this is applied mathematics, family. Applied mathematics. Listen.
I want you to see the patterns. What I want everyone to look for is patterns. Okay, because we could do each one of these problems separately and it would consume time. But once you see the pattern, you realize you only have to do it like maybe 3 and the rest will fall in line. Okay, so let's take this one. Okay, so I'm going to square this number right here, but I'm not going to square it the conventional way. The way that we're taught to square this in the Western world is to multiply this number times itself. 41 times 41, which is a lot of work. 1 times 1 is 1, 1 times 4 is 4, 4 times 1 is 4, 4 times 4 is 16, and this is 8, 6. Now, this is the way that we have been taught in school. Am I correct?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Okay, and I want you to watch this. Now, this 40, we have to understand that we have a base 10 system. And with the base 10 system, there are numbers that are close to base. And what I mean by base, there are numbers that are close to 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, et cetera, close to 100, 1,000. And once you understand the proximity of being close to a base, it makes everything simple. So rather than do all of this stuff right here, let's say this number is close to 50. 41 is close to 50, right? So the difference between 41 and 50 is what?
9.
9, right? So what is 9? What is 9 times 9?
9 times 9?
81, right? So 81. Now we got, okay, so now we got the first half of our problem. First half of our answer, rather. So now let's take that 9 from a half of 50, which is 25. So what is 9 from 25?
That's 40.
No, 9 from 25.
Oh, 9 from 25. I'm sorry. That's
9 from 25. That is 15, 16.
Is it 16? 16. Yeah, 16. Okay.
16.
So this is our answer. You see?
Okay.
Do you see it?
Yes.
That happened quickly, but I gotta rewind this. This was awesome.
Oh, and I'm not finished yet. It's going to get easier. I'm going to show you something. I'm going to show you what happens when you start observing patterns.
Mm-hmm.
So now let's go down to 43, and we're going to do the same thing. But after we get down to 40, we get to 43, I'm going to make it even easier, because then we're going to see the patterns. And the only time that's going to be consumed is writing it down. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
No computation and no thinking would be necessary, actually, for that. So now we get, this is, the end of this is going to be 8. 42 from 50 is 8, and that's going to be 64.
Adam,
Yes.
someone asked, why did you subtract 25?
Because 25 is a half of 50, and we're dealing with base.
Oh, we're dealing with base.
Okay, you're going to always subtract from the 25, because 25 is a half of 50, and 42 is close. 40s, the numbers in that 40s is close to base 50.
Okay.
Got that?
Okay.
So now we're going to subtract 8 from 25, and let's see what we get. You subtract 8 from 25, that's going to be 17, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
17.
now I'm going to do one more, and then I'm going to ask you guys if you see a pattern or not. So 43 from 50 is 7, right? And 7 times 7 is what? 49, right?
Mm-hmm.
And now 7 from 25 is what?
7 from 25. That's what that should be. Shouldn't that be 18?
18. Now, now
18.
do you see a pattern? Is a pattern starting to emerge?
Yes.
You see it? So
I
do
see
we?
it. 7,
So do
16,
we?
17, 18.
Right. 16, 18. And okay. Yeah, I see that.
Do we really have to do the rest of them? Because the next one is going to be 19.
19.
Next one's going to be 20.
20.
Next one's going to be 21.
Mm.
Next one's going to be 22. And the next one's going to be 23. And the next one's going to be 24.
The pattern.
You see the pattern?
Yes,
now,
sir.
over here, we have the squares of the single numbers. So we have 9 squared, 8 squared, 7 squared, 6 squares, 36. Next is 5 squared, which is 25.
Mm-hmm.
Next is 4 squared, which is 16.
Mm-hmm.
Next is 3 squared, which is 09. We need 4 digits, so we put the 0 here. The next is 4 squared. Is it 4 squared? What is this? Wait. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Yeah. Next is 4, which is this is 4. Yeah, 0, 4.
Mm-hmm.
And then the last one is what? Is 1 square. Is 1. There it is. So you got all of them. You see?
Right.
So the method to do that is to subtract it from the next base, and then subtract, square that, and then subtract from half of that, which is subtract from 25. And once you get the third one, you don't have to do any of that anymore, because the pattern starts to set in. The pattern over here is squaring. The pattern over here is just sequence. You see?
Right. Now, how do you teach this to people that might be intimidated by math?
Well, first of all, I don't start from this. And
Okay.
I think one of the things that a lot of folk come to me sometime and say, could you teach me trigonometry, or could you teach me algebra? And once I give that person a test, I discover that there are things, what we call prior knowledge, things that they have to know before they know this.
Okay.
You understand that they have to understand. As a matter of fact, when I start studying Vedic math, being a math person already, I assumed that I could cross over into algebra and trig and some of the higher math. But I discovered that since the system is totally different from the Western system, I had to actually go back to the first grade.
Why is that? Why is that?
Because in order to do certain math, you need prior knowledge. Like if you were doing math, let's say in the Western world, you couldn't do division if you didn't know multiplication.
Right. Okay.
You follow me?
Okay.
You got to know multiplication and subtraction before you can actually do division. And then you got to know division and multiplication before you can do fractions. And before you can do algebra, you got to know arithmetic.
Right.
You follow me?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So there's always the prior knowledge that you need before you do a previous step. So this is why sometimes you got to go back. When I started reteaching myself, after I realized that the public school system had messed me up, so I had to go back and reteach myself. I went all the way back to the first grade, and that's one of the reasons why of the European nations who have discovered that they have been teaching math wrong. France and England have radically restructured their mathematical system, but America haven't done that yet. Because one of the reasons is that they would have to get all new teachers because the teachers would have to go back to the first grade. And a person's ego, when you done went that far in school and realize now you got to go back to the first grade, that can be, a little
right.
unsettling.
Ego busting. Right.
Yeah.
Empress, do you have a question for our math teacher here, please? Our mathologist.
Yes, I do have a question. And when you talk about, I wanted to ask you, go back to the left brain and the right brain. Does this, because when majority of the people are right-handed, is that why would that cause a what am I trying to say? Because I had this question a while ago. When it comes to lefties and righties, does this play a role? That's what I want to know. Like, if you're a left-handed person, and because it does with the right hemisphere and the left hemisphere, majority of the world, from my knowledge, is because most people are right-handed. They think with the left hemisphere of their brains, and people who are left-handed is the opposite.
Well,
so
when we speak of left brain and right brain, we shouldn't take that literally. And I think we tend to think it literally in terms of left and right, but they're just characteristics of left brain thinking and characteristics of right brain thinking. So some of the characteristics of left brain thinking would be rational, logical, sequential, abstract. And remember that we live in the Western world. It is based on left brain thinking. So everything is about dividing something down. Dividing something down into smaller parts, right? And this is where, if you study European history, you'll see that the beginning of math in this country go back to the Greeks. Now, there was a what's this guy named Zeno, I believe. He was a Greek philosopher, and what Zeno did was he was using left brain thinking, but his left brain thinking in terms of mathematics led him to believe that motion was not possible. Because as you cut things down into smaller and smaller pieces, you can keep cutting down forever and ever and ever. So he believed that because of that movement was not possible, even though he saw things moving. But the mathematics was not sufficient to describe what he was seeing. According to the left brain math that he was doing, things shouldn't be able to move. But we know that things can move. So it needs another part of the brain to understand that. There is a mystic. His name is Sadhguru, and I watch him sometime on YouTube. Yeah. And I like the analogy that he gave, that if you have an intellect, wouldn't you want a sharp intellect, right? And something that's sharp, and something that's sharp, it cuts. So if you had a sharp instrument, it could cut something, but you couldn't sew your pants with it. So you're going to need something else to sew your pants. So that means that if you got a sharp intellect, which is left brain thinking, there are certain things that you're not going to be able to understand via the left brain. You're going to have to use another part, which is the right brain type of thinking. Because the right brain actually sees the things that, how can I say it? I think a picture would be better. Imagine rounding off numbers. Numbers. I did this presentation to a group of 4th or 5th graders once about rounding numbers. And when their teacher was teaching them rounding off, none of them could get it. And when I showed them how to use the right brain, all of them got 100. And what happens is, because they gave them a number. And let me put this board back up again. I have to.
Okay. All right.
Again, visual. Again, it's more visual. People can, when they see things. Okay, am I still sharing?
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, all you have to do is now.
Yeah.
All you have to do is show it. Yeah.
Okay, good. Right now, let's say if a student is given 124. No, let's make it 300. 324. Now, this is the left brain teaching. This is what, if you guys recall in your classroom, this is how your teacher taught you how to round numbers off. They tell you to locate the number in the 100 column, and they told you to isolate the other numbers. And they said the number that is right next to the number that you're rounding, if it's 5 or bigger, the number goes up. If it's less than 5, the number stays the same. So this is less than 5, so this would be 3. And then you turn these into zeros. So 324 round off would be 300. Let's say if you had 300 and let's say 72, and you round that off, of course, 3 again. You isolate these two, and this number is bigger than 5, so it goes up to 4, and then these become zeros. Now, this is good for a left brain person.
Okay.
I mean, a left brain person, a lot of the kids with left brains could do this, but the right brain kids may not get this. Here's what I do for the right brain kids. Okay, this number 324 is between 300 and it is between 400. And in the middle, the halfway mark is going to be 350, right?
Yes.
Right.
Now, 300 and let's do the 372. 372 would be over here somewhere. Let's say 372. And now this is the kid. He's walking. I tell them, okay, this is you. Oops, my drawing with this mouse is not good. But anyway, this is a person, little stick person. I tell the kid, this is you, and you're walking. You're just chilling. You're just walking, and all of a sudden you look at your watch and you realize that your favorite program comes on in about 5 minutes, and you got to make a choice. You got to make a choice. Do you go back home? And I remember your friend or your relative, they got a nice flat screen television like you do. So you making a choice now. Do I go back home or do I go to my friend's house? And I only got about 5 minutes. Which one do you do? Now in the classroom, every hand went up. And what did you think they say? Where did they go?
They turned back around.
No.
I mean, they go toward.
Where did they go? Where are they going to go? You got 5 minutes.
They're going to go ahead. They're going to go to 400.
Go ahead. Yeah,
that's right. This is the friend's house.
I'm thinking turn back around because 400. You turned the guy. You turned the guy that way. That's why you got to face it that way. So yeah, okay. Go back towards 400. Yes, you go towards 400.
So this is 400 Main Street. This is 300 Main Street.
Right.
And he's about right here. So he want to see everything. He don't want to miss the commercials, the credits when they go up, and everything. Exactly. He got 5 minutes. He got to make that decision. Right. So we're making mathematical decisions every single day. That's right brain, and not realizing that we're doing it.
Wow.
Because we don't have those symbols and formulas there. We don't see that. This is the real math. The real math is in the decision making. This is why most students, when they're in the math class, when the way it's taught in the Western world, they always ask the teacher the question, when am I ever going to get to use this? Right brain, you show them that they're already using it.
Right.
Just like using it.
Like basketball, they already use it. Basketball, they always use it. They always, in any sports, actually. Any sports is being used. Mathematics is being used. But you just need to relate it to what they're used to seeing, I guess.
Exactly. That's right.
Okay. That makes more sense than a lot of what they was teaching us back in the day.
So now, watch this. See, this is what rounding off is about. It's about closer. Am I closer to this or am I closer to that? It has nothing to do with the numbers and the symbols and formulas. The essence of it is being closer. But if you just get the numbers and symbols, this left brain method, you don't get the actual math. You're getting the symbols that represent that closer, but you're not getting the idea of closer, that the whole thing is about being closer to one thing or another.
That's profound. A lot of people were not, and it was so funny. A quote by William Thompson. He said, Lord Kelvin, he said, "Do not imagine that mathematics is hard and repulsive to common sense."
Exactly. That's all it is. As a matter of fact, math is nothing but common sense made formal.
made for him. And I got that out of this book. I was reading this book and it said that. This is crazy. Yeah, go ahead, Adam.
No, you go.
No. But that's why, a lot of people don't realize how important math is just in simplicity, just simple things in life.
It's an absolute. It's an absolute. Math is the only absolute. Yeah.
Now you said it's the only absolute, right?
Absolute. That's right.
Wow.
It's absolute. There is absolutely nothing that doesn't involve some form of math. Even the truth itself. Because watch this. Why? So I have this thing where I say that, let's see, there can be no progress or elevation without truth or admittance. If a person has a drug and alcohol problem, right, and they go to a counselor, what is the first thing that the counselor tells the person that's struggling with that habit?
They have to admit that they are.
There you go. First step. Truth and admittance. Now, truth is really represents 0 on a number line, because on a number line that has integers, you have positive and negative integers, right? Positive and negative numbers. So if you have a number line and you have 0 right here, which represents the origin, and then you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and over here you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and put these negative numbers here.
Right.
Now, truth is neither positive nor, 0 is neither positive nor negative.
Right. Exactly.
Now, so the same thing is truth. Truth simply is. That's what it is. It makes no judgment. It simply is. That's all. Now, you can't get from the negative to the positive without passing 0.
That's right.
You can't get from the basement to the second floor without passing the first floor.
The 0 point.
This is saying that exactly. So that's where truth is located right there. So if a person is constantly lying to themselves, they will never grow because they're on the negative side. Everything you accumulate on the negative side is still negative. You understand what I'm saying? It's almost like if you're in debt, and you get, let's see, if you're $1,000 in debt and you pay $500, you're still in debt.
Exactly.
You won't be in debt till you get back to 0. There will be no growth or progress until you get back to 0. And then from that point on, that's where the profit comes in. That's where the growth comes in. And that same principle could be applied to human growth and development. Until you are truthful to yourself, you will never grow. That's a mathematical fact.
Now, those that are just tuning in, we got Adam, the mathologist. You can connect with the mathologist through his email that's up here, and of course, it's also the email that links to his PayPal if you want to show some love, spread some love to him. I know y'all trying to send me Cash App and all that, but show him some love because he's doing magnificent work in educating our children on how to use math, which is an absolute, as the brother says, to help them, guide them, and learn how to relate it to life, because math is life. Like you remember in the Nation of Islam, they used to say Islam is mathematics and mathematics is Islam. Always stand true. And we know Islam is life. It's a way of life. So obviously it's going to so once you understand that now, Brother Ad, this particular book that I'm reading here, this one is called The Universal Language, Numbers, the Universal Language. Now they got a chronology of numbers and mathematics, and they're saying that it started with the Paleolithic man dealing with the Paleolithic tally of bones with numerical notches. How true is that? It
could be Western truth.
Okay, that's what I thought about. Yeah,
it's not ours.
Yeah. Okay. Now, from your study, how did we come about it, and how did we use it back in Africa or India or different places in Egypt?
Well, one of the things. Let me just say something about India and Egypt. And I say this with all due respect. Yeah. Although we may have invented or created certain things, in India and Egypt, they preserved it. So I give them credit for preserving it. A lot of the stuff that we invented and created, we strayed away from it.
Okay. Right.
You follow me? So, but this is where it came from. It came from the East. So I'd rather use terms like Eastern and Western.
Right.
Because remember, a lot of the stuff that originated in the East, eventually it came West, because the Westerners was really, they weren't ready for this then. Matter of fact, even when people like Pythagoras and Euclid and all these guys went over to Egypt and learned this information and brought it back to Greece, and then they put their name to it to make it appear as if though they went somewhere and created and invented it themselves.
Exactly. This is a good book too, by the way. This one here, this one is called Africa Counts. I don't know if you ever got that book. It's written by Claudia Velasquez, and it was the intro was done by Dr. John Henry Clark, and he went in and broke one of my favorite people. Yeah, I know, I remember that. So very good book to get if everybody getting get Africa Counts. She shows you the patterns, the sequence of where it goes into this the Adinkra symbol. She get into all of the patterns of mathematics and all of that with numbers and counting system. Now, through your discovery, I know you have studied the mathematics from India, Kemet, and of course China. What are the difference, or is there a similarity between all of them?
There are similarities between India, China, and Egypt. But in terms of the Western world, it's totally different. Because, again, the Western world was based on left brain thinking. So everything in the Western world is done backward. As a matter of fact, while I have this board up here, let me just show you something why I had to go back to the first grade. Because when we're taught to add, let's take addition, for instance. Let's take something like 478 and 765, for instance. And I'm sure those of you who have kids, your kids have shown you this, and I'm sure you referred to when you were in elementary school. You'll notice that this is what you were taught. 8 plus 5 is 13. We write the 3 and we carry the 1. 6 plus 7 is 13 plus 1 is 14. And carry the 1, and 7 plus 11, 12. I'm sure that this was the way that you were taught. And you started from your right and you went to the left, which is starting off wrong because that's not natural. The natural way is to go from left to right. And once you practice going from left to right, you will be able to do this mentally. You wouldn't even have to have paper or calculator. And I'm going to show you what I mean. So this is 4, 7, 8, and 7, 6, 5. And to show you how natural it is, most kids, they do what comes natural, and then we change it when we shouldn't change it. If you gave a kid this problem, the kid would go, he would say 7 plus 4 is 11. He'd write the whole 11 down. And then he goes 7 plus 6. You say, okay, that's 13. And then the first thing you do is tell him that he's wrong. This is what a little kid would do this. The kid didn't do anything wrong. Watch this. We're going to keep the outside numbers, and we're going to do something I call smiley face. I do this to my first graders and kindergartners. We make a smiley face on the inside numbers, a smiley face to here and a smiley face to here. And the smiley face tells them to add these two numbers here.
Oh, wow.
So if I add 1 plus 1, I'm going to get 2. If I add 3 plus 1, I'm going to get 4. And I bring down the two outer numbers.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
You see?
That's cool.
You see? So, and it flows naturally.
That's cool.
That just flows so perfectly.
You see? And it goes from left to right as opposed to right to left. And matter of fact, you can do it in any sequence. To do it this way, you have to do it from right to left. Here, it doesn't matter where you start from. You start from the middle.
Oh, wow.
And the same thing with multiplication. If you're doing multiplication, let's say 743. Now watch this. You can also do it horizontally. We're going to do this horizontally. Whereas you can't do, we're going to multiply this number horizontally. 5 times 7 is 35. And 5 times 4 is 20. And 5 times 3 is 15. And then we smiley face the inner numbers. Smiley face. And they like the smiley face song. I sing the smiley face song to the kids. Smiley face with the Spider-Man theme. So we take the 5 and the 2. We get 7, and 0 and 1 is 1. And we bring down the 5 bring down the end numbers, and there it is.
Oh, wow.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow. You know, let me tell people, Adam is like, now from a numerology perspective, Lloyd and I would say Adam is a master teacher because he's born November the 11th. And that's those master numbers working hard together. They do it. And you know what's so funny? Did you ever see that thing with Terrence Howard? Because he's another master number too. When he was talking about his equation of what he's been discovered. Did you ever see that with Terrence Howard? What he's been doing? What he been saying?
No, I didn't see that.
Oh, he actually he actually came up with a theory, which is interesting. And they had him speak because he's a physicist, his major in college was physicism, being a physicist. And so he came with a certain equation where how is 1 times 1 1 when we know that 1 times 2 is 2? And then he keeps on going. He said, how come it's 1 is 1? He said he's trying to say that the 1 times 1 should be 2 because we know that multiplication is exaggerated math.
Right. Yes, a short form of math. Yeah.
Right. So
how short form of addition, rather. Yeah, short form of addition.
Short form of exaggerated addition. Right. That's what he's saying. So how come if 1 times 1 is still 1? So
well, I can answer that for you.
Yeah. Go ahead, please.
Because 1 is not a real number.
Really? Say that again to the people in the back. For the people in the back.
1, just like the square root of -1, is not a real number. 1 is only a conventional point of reference. That's all it is. It's a conventional point of reference. Because remember, consider that you're in infinity, right? In infinity, there's no reference points. Remember that. There's no right, there's no left, there's no up, no down. So now you need a reference point, so you create a little opening. Let's say you're coming from the realm of infinity into the finite world. You're going to need an opening, a vortex, a door. Or you can choose to go this way, right? So you have your what we call up, what we call down, what we call right, what we call left. So the numbers over here, we're going to call them positive. The numbers that go up, we're going to call them positive. The numbers that go down, we're going to call them negative. And the numbers that go over here, we're going to call them negative numbers, right? So now, since we're at the origin, you decide to move, right? So movement, we have to get back to the parts of speech. The parts of speech, which was, again, taught in this country wrong. The parts of speech they taught you noun, pronoun, not wrong, but the sequence is wrong. Nouns, pronouns, verb, adjectives, adverbs, conjunction. The verb should have been taught first because a verb is a word of action or a state of existence, a state of being, as they say. So something has to exist before it does anything. Right. So now you're coming in out from the realm of infinity into the realm, the finite realm, and you decide to move, as in the verb. Once you move, you're going to call that first step 1. You see? So right there's 1. So now you have 1, and then we need 1 to know what 2 is. You see? Okay. And then we need that to know what 3 is, and 4, 5, etc. So 1 is just something that we need to know what 2 and all the other numbers are. It's a conventional point of reference, but it has no basis in actual reality.
Man, 1 is the loneliest number that I ever. That's a whole song. Yeah. Wow, that's interesting, bro. That is very interesting. Those who have questions, please put it in the chat right now. If you want to put in the questions, Adam, Empress Aisha, please, you have a question, please share a question while I gather these people up.
I want to go back to first. I want to go back to first grade, kindergarten, whatever. Yes,
so you have to unlearn.
Right. Now,
let's
go back to first grade and kindergarten. Let's go to subtraction.
Okay.
Subtraction. Now, I want you to watch this. Okay. This is a little trick I give to the kids. I told them to show off with your parents the next time you go shopping, right? How to subtract with zeros. I used to hate this when I was a kid. I wish I had known this when I was a kid. I used to hate subtracting from zeros. Okay, let's
it's so annoying.
I hated it. Right? But this method here makes it very easy. Now, I'm going to do it the conventional way, which is the way that we're taught in Western society. Cross this out, make this a 10. And then 7 from 10 is 3. And then we cross this out and it becomes a 10, but we got to cross the 10 out again to make that a 9, right? So 6 from 9 is 3. And here we got to cross this out and then make this a 10 and then cross it out again and make it a 9. And I'm going to show you something that people never paid attention to. And this 7 from 9 is 2. And then we cross this out and then that becomes nothing. Okay, it goes down to 4, 0. Right. Now, something that we never paid attention to because, again, we're focusing on symbols and numbers. Now, there's a principle in the Vedic teaching, the Indian teaching, called all from 9 to last from 10. All from 9. Okay, for O-M. Oh, I hate writing with this mouse. All from 9. the last from 10.
The last from 10.
Mm-hmm.
All from 9, the last from 10.
The last from 10. Just remember that principle, and you'll never have a problem with subtraction again. You can do it mentally. All from 9, the last from 10. Okay, now, you see this? All we're going to do is look at these 3 numbers, and we're going to get this answer right here without going through all of this. All from 9, the last from 10. What is 7 from 9?
That 7 from 9 is, is 2.
And what is 6 from 9?
3.
And what is 7 from 10, the last from 10?
3.
4. Wait, 3.
3.
Look.
Yes.
So you get the answer. Wow. All from
Wait,
9.
so everything's from 9.
And the last from 10.
You're looking at everything as if it's a 9, not a 10 or not a 0.
Exactly. All from 9. Yeah. The principle is all from 9, the last from 10.
Wow. And that's how you teach. That's how you teach some of the children, huh?
Exactly. And their paper don't look like this. And this can be confusing to a 7 or 8-year-old, and it makes the paper look messy, and it opens the door for mistakes and errors. Wow. With this way, now I'm going to put a number up here. Now we're going to do it mentally. Watch this. We're going to do something like 8.
8.
Oh. Okay. Minus 7. 7. 5. 6. 3. 4. Now these are the only numbers we're going to look at, and we're going to apply the all from 9, the last from 10. 7 from 9 is 2. 5 from 9 is 4. 6 from 9 is 3. 3 from 9 is 6. And 4 from 10 is 6. There we go. There's the answer.
That's the answer. Wow.
And we went from left to right, by the way. We didn't go from right to left.
We went from left to right. Wow. Wow. Yo, I wish you're right. I wish, I was, like I said, I was always intrigued by how you was teaching class. I remember I sat in your class one time, and you invited me over to the Clara Barton. And it was Clara Barton at that time, I think, right? Yeah, you was inviting me over there, and I sat there. I was waiting for you because we were supposed to meet about something, but I sat and watched you teach that class. It was a very powerful thing, man. That how you made it so simple for the people in the class. Now, out of all those students in those schools, how many of them passed your class?
Oh, I had a student that came back to me, and her father was a teacher in the school as well. He was a chemistry teacher, and he asked me to tutor his daughter, and I tutored her, and years later, I saw her as an adult, and she came back to me and she gave me a big hug, and she said, "Thanks to you," she said, "I got 2 masters and a PhD."
Wow, that is powerful.
I helped. There was an Indian girl that when she first came to the school, she could barely speak English, and I helped her win a $25,000 scholarship to Trinity University, I believe it is, to major in molecular biology.
Wow, man. That's oh man, see that's what we're talking about, family. People don't realize how important this is. Let's give that a round of applause, because that is no joke, man. That's a round of applause. Now, that is no joke.
Now this gets back again. I'm going to tell you why I prefer to call myself a mathologist rather than a mathematician, right? Because a mathematician implies that you know all there is to know about math, which I don't. Right. Okay, so make that clear. And my strength is not so much knowing math as it is teaching math. And remember that a teacher is someone who transfer or transmit information from his mind to the mind of another person. Now you can have all the knowledge in the universe, but if you can't get it out of your head and put it in my head, then you're not a teacher.
Right, exactly.
You're knowledgeable, but you're not a teacher. It's a big difference. Right. And I think that that's one of the problems in the school system, particularly in this country, is that they hire teachers on the basis of what they know rather than what they're capable of transmitting.
That's true.
Now, Mr. Adam, why? Now, a lot of people have a thing with the number 9. And why does 9, anytime you add it or times it to another number, it always reflects itself? What does that? What does that? How does that break down?
There's some special. Well, let's see. I'm going to use this. This is called a 9-point circle here. I'm glad I did this 9-point circle.
Okay.
So I don't have to do it over. Okay. There's something also in Vedic math called digit sum. And digit sums, when you learn how to do the digit sum, it's going to take you to a whole nother level in math. Matter of fact, it's going to see if you do take a math test where there's multiple choice questions, it's going to almost feel like you're cheating. That's how powerful digit sum is. And I want you to watch this. Now, we're going to start from here with 1, 2, we go around. Now, 0 and 9 represents the same thing because they both represent infinity.
Infinity.
Okay, because there's nothing on either side of 0, both 0 and 9. And we're going to start counting. I want you to watch this. This is, let's see, 1. We go around 1. If you notice across also that the 1 and 8 is equal to 9. If you go across over here, you notice that the 2 and the 7 is equal to 9. If you go here, you notice the 6 and the 3 equals to 9. And the 5 and the 4 also equals to 9. Now, what we're going to do is here is, let's see, 1, let's see. What am I doing? What am I doing? Wait a minute. Get this circle going. Get this.
Please like and thumb up and share the video, family. And you can rewind and watch it over and over again. The math is so easy the way Brother Adams breaks it down. Go ahead, brother.
Now watch this. We're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, or 0, right? Now the next number is 10, 11, 12, and 13. And the next one is 14 and 15 and 16 and 17. Okay, and 18. Okay, so now as you can see, we go back around again. I'm going to go around just one time. We can go around infinitely, but I'm going to stop after the next time. 18 and 19. And 20 and 21 and 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, and 27. Okay, now I want you to watch this. Look at 1. All of the numbers here, and we can go on forever, will have the same digit sum as 1. What is 1 plus 0? 1. 1 plus 9 is what? 1 plus 9 is 10, and that's 1 plus 0 is 1.
1, right.
1 plus 1 is 2. 2 plus 0 is 2. 2, 2, 2. 1 plus 2 is 3. 2 plus 1 is also 3. 1 plus 3 is 4. 2 plus 2 is 4. And 2 plus 3 is 5. 1 plus 4 is 5. 2 plus 4 is 6. 1 plus 5 is 6. 2 plus 5 is 7. 1 plus 6 is 7. That's the base right here. Digit sum is 7. 2 plus 6 is 8. 1 plus 7 is 8. And 2 plus 7 is 9. 1 plus 8 is 9, etc. 9, 9, 9. You see? And we can go around, we can count around here forever, and all the digit sums is going to add up to this. And how do we get to use the digit sum? Let's watch this. Let's say if a kid was doing 47 plus 65, right? And okay, we got 7 and 5 is 12. 6 and 4 is 10. And smiley face the inners. So that's 1, 1, 2, 1, 12. How do I check my answer to see if it's right? Watch this. Okay, let's get the digit sum of 47 is 7 and 4 is 11, 1 and 1 is 2. So the digit sum of that is 2. And 6 and 5 is 11. And that's also have a digit sum of 2. Now, let's see. Our answer is 112, right? And what is 2 plus 2?
4.
Is 4. Now let's check our answer. The digit sum, if the digit sum of our answer equals to 4, then this answer is right. 1 plus 1 is 2 plus 2 is 4. See? Boom, my answer is right. So you can actually check your answer. So if you're given a multiple choice test and you have 4 different choices, all you have to do is add the digit sum and the answers and you got it, even if you don't know how to do the problem.
You muted, Brother King Simon.
Okay, hold on. I had the screen wide screen, so I had to get back. Okay, I just was I was like saying, wow, this is I just was showing people love and showing people why they need to support our brother. And
Yeah.
actually, I mean, bro, man, I mean, and you know, and let me ask you, when you was teaching in the community, what you were teaching the young people, or were you teaching the women, the young people, and the brothers, or just the young people, the children?
All young and the old. And I was also teaching the older folk how to help their children with their work, with their homework and their schoolwork as well.
Right. Because I know they had some problems because they was trying to keep them in school and then trying to keep them in the community and teach them at the same time as you're teaching Arabic and English and all that. Now, in history, they're saying in let's not say history, in Wikipedia, they're trying to say that the Arabs are the ones that came up with the zero. From your studies,
well, some it's not definitive. Some circles say the Arabs, some circles say the Chinese.
Right.
So they don't have a definitive answer as to who came up to zero. However, zero was added last, and it was used as a placeholder, place value.
Now, when you say that they used it in Kemet because of the understanding of the math,
they probably did. They had to.
Right.
You know, when in inference. Now, let me get back to this. I want to show you how math can be used as proof.
Okay. Go ahead.
One of the things that, and this is why I don't debate. I always tell folks that I don't debate.
You need your board, or you don't need the board?
Let me see. I'll get back to the board, but I'm going to show you.
I'll take it away until you're ready.
One thing that Professor John Henry Clark said, he said, I don't debate, I teach.
I teach, right.
And that's one of the things, I don't debate, I teach. And one of the reasons why is because the three ways of proving something, as I said earlier, was direct perception, whereas you perceive the knowledge and information directly through your senses, right? Or you did the analysis, the observation, you did the experimentation, you know, and that's accepted under certain conditions, right? That certain things, certain perceptions are not distorted, you know, by ego intoxication or whatever, right? That's direct perception, and that's always open for error. And the other is competent testimony. Competent testimony is when you rely on a credible source. You know, like someone would say, well, what is your source, et cetera. But the other that most people leave out is inference. And inference is that you don't have to have a direct perception, and you don't have to have a source. You can arrive at a conclusion through logic and experience. So if I make a point and someone says, how do you know that? Were you there? I don't have to be there. And let me just prove that right now. Prove that to you and your audience, that you don't have to, that with mathematical knowledge, you don't have to be there. You don't have to have a physical perception of anything, and you can still arrive at a conclusion, the truth. Now, do you guys have a calculator available?
Yes, sir. I do.
Okay. Here's what I want you and your co-host to do. And the audience can participate if they have
it's on their phone. It's all on their phone. So they better get
I need to grab my phone.
Okay. I'm going to show you something, because I'm not physically where you are. Right. None of my senses. There's nothing that I can know, but I'm going to show you something.
Okay.
And then I'm going to show you also in the process how powerful the number 9 is as well.
Right.
Because the number 9 makes what I'm about to do possible.
Okay. You need your board? You want me to put it up?
Well, actually, I won't need the board. Or maybe I will to demonstrate, so you guys can follow along.
Okay. I'll put it up. There it is.
Oh, okay. Okay, now, let me see, can I make some room? Here's what I want you guys to do. I want you to write down a 4-digit number, any 4-digit number. Okay, I may write down, let me see, I may write down 3, 5, 2, 4. But that's not yours. If you can write down any 4-digit number you want to. Did you see it?
Right. I wrote.
Okay.
Yeah.
When you got that, let me know.
I got my 4 digits.
Okay.
My 4 digits are 4, 5, 9, 6.
Oh, don't tell me.
Oh, okay.
You got to change them.
I'll change them up. Okay, I thought you wanted. You wanted me to change. Okay. Let me mix it up. All right, got it.
Okay, you got it. Okay, now I want you to rearrange those same 4 digits in any order you want to. For instance, I have 3, 5, 2, 4. I'm going to make this is 2, 4, 5, 3. Okay, you see that?
Are we adding or no?
No, you're just rearranging them. Just rearrange the digits in any order you want to.
Okay, now I need to write. See, I don't have a. I'm not writing. Okay, go ahead. Hold on. I'm gonna get me a pen. All right. So now I got a pen. Now I can do it. All righty. So put my number down. Don't tell you, of course. 7. Oh, okay, I won't tell you. Go ahead and then rearrange it. The same 4 numbers.
Yeah, take the same 4, rearrange them in any your order you want to.
Mm-hmm. Got it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The sister, she has it. Because I can't. My board covers my whole screen, so I can't see it.
Yes, I got it.
Okay, so now subtract the smaller 4-digit number from the larger 4-digit number. Use your calculator to subtract the smaller 4-digit number from the larger.
Okay.
So that's see, mine would be 3524 minus 2453, and so I have my answer under there would be 1071. Okay.
Mine.
Did you guys get the answer? You got that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, now take that answer and multiply it by any 2-digit number. I'm going to multiply mine times 12. You can multiply yours by any two-digit number.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay.
Got it.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see what I got. Okay, so I end up getting 12, 8, 5,
My ink is acting up.
2. Okay, so I got mine.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now here's what I want you to do. First, you, King Simon, I want you to circle any one of your digits.
Like any one of the last digits that I
in your final answer. Like you see my final answer here.
Yes.
I might circle the 8.
Okay, I'm going to circle.
So circle any one of them.
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Got it.
Okay. Did both of you circle? Circle that.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Now I want you to tell me the digits that you didn't circle. See, like for me, these are the digits I didn't circle: 1, 2, 5, and 2. I want you to tell me first, King Simon. Tell me what digits you didn't circle.
32040.
32040.
Yes.
Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you the number that you circle.
Okay.
Okay. And again, I don't have to be there to know what number you circle. So when someone asks you a question, were you there? I don't have to be there.
I can tell. Right? You can tell.
Okay. Let me see. I'm going to tell you what you circle.
Okay. Go ahead.
And yours is interesting too. It's interesting because I have to have 2 choices because we're dealing with infinity here.
Yeah, exactly.
You circle either 0 or 9.
You're right. The 9. That's yes, right. Sir.
Yes. And I had to put 0 and 9 because again they both represent infinity.
Exactly.
Okay, now I'm going to move on to the system. Which one? Give me what you didn't circle.
I did not circle 1, 2, 1, 9, and 6.
Okay, 1, 2, 1, 9, and 6. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. You circled the number 8.
He got it. He got it.
Yes.
That's the number 8, right?
Yeah. Yes. The last one.
Okay. Yes.
I said I'll pick 8 like you pick 8, and I sure did.
Yeah. Yes. Now, for folk who would ask the question, how do you know if you weren't there? When you have the ability to infer, which is another form of proof, you don't have to be there to know it. You can use logic, reasoning. I do not have to be in Chicago if I heard that a brick fall on somebody's head to know that they had an unpleasant experience. I don't have to see it, hear it, smell it, taste it, or touch it.
That's true.
through reasoning and logic. And this is what a mathematical foundation gives you the ability to infer, because you're not going to always have any physical perception of a truth.
Right.
You know, it's like Dr. King said, we're no longer in the era of survival of the fittest. We're in the era of survival of the slickest.
That's crazy. That was pretty good, man. That what you just did. I got to give you a round of applause for that.
Yes.
Yo, that was good. That was good. And the bell, you know.
Yes.
Now, any questions, Empress, please? Any questions before we let our brother go? Because we got, we had 3:14, which is pi. We might not have to talk about that. We had 3:14.
Okay, I'm gonna keep
Pi,
this
right?
one.
Yeah, pi.
Pi.
We had pi. Go ahead.
When you had mentioned earlier about symbols and math as symbols, and it's all around us, and that we see the surface, but we don't see everything like beneath it. What does that mean? Like exactly, like
that
on an everyday basis?
Well, we have been trained to think in terms of numbers and symbols in terms of math. If I see a butterfly, when I look at the beautiful symmetry of a butterfly, I'm seeing math. You follow me? I can go to another city. I can go to another city or another state or even another country, and I can get from point A to point B without looking like a tourist. Because in my mind, what I do is I create what is referred to as a coordinate plane, right? Wherever you go, you do it unconsciously. Like when someone asks you for directions, what do? You say go 3 blocks this way and go 4 blocks that way. Have you ever done that?
Yes.
That's math. That's the coordinate plane with the positive and negative numbers. That's all that is. But in math terms, they'll do 5 this way, 5x, and they'll put, let's say, 2 this way, and you put it in parentheses like this, and you show this to someone, and it becomes abstract. But if you just tell someone, okay, 5 blocks this way and then 2 blocks that way, they say, oh, I understand that.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I mean by you have to stop thinking of math in terms of symbols and start thinking of it. Look at the patterns and sequences, principles and postulates in math. That's the real math, the real stuff that we do all the time, and we're not aware of the fact that we're doing it.
Now, is it the computer arithmetic, the binary, is what made it real? The 0 1 0 1. What makes that math?
Well, actually, that computer system is on its way out.
Really?
Yes, it's on its way out. Yeah, because of the quantum. Because remember, that's another thing I didn't get a chance to discuss, and it was quantum physics. Because everyone should have an overview of quantum physics or quantum mechanics, which is the new modern science, right. And the science that is taught in schools now is 19th century science in the 21st century. And the only thing that quantum physics is associated is with computers and technology, or in the technology field. However, when you take quantum mechanics and put it into a human context, you'll see that our whole way of thinking has to change. So the binary system was based on either this or that. So we're trained to think it's either this or that. Well, in quantum reality, it's not that. And they discovered that when they stumbled upon what they call the particle wave paradox, when something is both a particle and a wave at the same time. You see, it's not this or that, it's both of them, but it's neither.
So what numbers would be involved with that particle wave?
The particle wave is not binary. See, that 0 1 is to get the computer to think on a quantum level. They can't use the binary system, because the binary system is either or. See, the binary system on the computers that we have now, it would be a particle or a wave, but it couldn't be both.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying? Well, on the quantum, that's not the case. On the quantum, it's both.
Oh, it's both of them. Okay.
Right. So that means that they have to come up with a math, because remember, math is a language of science. And every time you discover something new in science, then you have to come up with math to actually identify that thing, especially in a left brain society. You need math to identify what's going on. Now, if you develop the right hemisphere of the brain, then you'll be able to perceive things without mathematical formulas.
Now, and who do you think is going to come up with it first to make this happen?
If we are given the opportunity, we would. And I'm going to tell you why. Because one of the things that was did to us during slavery, inadvertently, was the development of the right hemisphere of our brain. Now, the left brain is developed through formal academic training. The right brain is developed through either meditation or when the left brain is not permitted to be used. It's almost like a blind person, for instance. A blind person, their hearing is much better than ours,
Mm-hmm.
You understand? Because once they lose the sight, the hearing gets stronger.
Yes.
So we for 244 years, we weren't permitted to use the left hemisphere of our brain.
Right.
240 years. So in order for us to survive, we had to use the right hemisphere. So that means that our right brain developed at an accelerated rate in order for us to survive.
Now, in the theory of women using more of the right side than the men, is that a theory or is that a fact?
I would say that that's a fact.
Okay.
That's why they call it women's intuition. I would say it's a fact. As a matter of fact, Brother Polite said that the black woman is God, right?
Yes, that's right.
I agree with him. Maybe for different reasons, but I agree with him.
Yeah, me too.
Okay.
I agree with him because the black woman is the only one that. Let me see. Can I put this little table up before we go? Now,
right, no problem. No,
okay. Now
we got time. We got time. Go ahead.
According to conventionality, the eastern part of society is right brain. The Western is left brain. Left brain. It was built on left brain thinking. I don't think that any of the academicians would argue with that concept. It's based on left brain thinking. When you go to any organized institution in the Western world, they will tell you not to believe anything that you cannot objectively analyze or empirically measure. Nothing is accepted in the Western world without that. In the Eastern world, however, because they use the right hemisphere of their brain, there are things that they can know and understand without there being empirical measurement or an objective analysis. The people from the East is automatically their right brain is dominant because of culture. Left brain, you're automatically left brain because of the culture in Western society. They say that most males are left brain, predominantly left brain, because most males they consider as being logical, sequential, and they would say that the female would be a little irrational at times, and this is why they had men are from Mars, women from Venus, yada yada. You know, all of that is based on right and left. Then they say that the European is dominated by the left hemisphere of the brain. Their society, if you look at their whole society, is based on left brain thinking. The African, on the other hand, is right brain. So if you look at the black male, he's both male and he's also African and he's also Eastern. So his right brain is activated because he's African and Eastern. His left brain is activated because he's a male. You see?
Okay. Right.
The white female is right and left brain as well, because she's in a left brain culture. So she has to develop the left hemisphere of the brain, but because she's a female, the right hemisphere is also activated. You see that? So she would be both right and left. Now, the white male is dominated by the left hemisphere of the brain. He's in the Western hemisphere, which is left brain, and he's male, which is left brain. He's the only one that would have two L's, if you will. You see, so let's put it as L.
Oh, you gonna put it up? Put it up. Go ahead.
Yeah, you see that?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
LL for, let me see. Can I make this bigger?
Yeah, make it bigger. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Okay, now this is the white male would be, or the Western male rather. I wouldn't say white male. The Western male would be LL. Okay, if he's European, he's left brain, and if he's male, he's left brain. So now you have the white female, who, because she's in a left brain culture, she's going to be left brain because that's a culture. But she's also a female also, so there's going to be some degrees of irrationality there. So she's going to be right brain, so she has an L and an R. The black male, because he's a male, he's going to have, he's left brain, okay, but because he's from the East, he's going to have both right, left, and right. The black female is from the East, okay, and she's African, so she's right brain because of that, but she's also right brain because she's a female. So she's the only one that, if you notice here with the symbols, that has right brain dominant. Now, according to scientists, this is not me, they said that the right brain is the side of the brain that makes a person spiritual or religious, etc. This is why you go to a Christian church that's dominated by black women. You go to any religion, the black women are more spiritual. So if the right brain is the doorway to the spiritual realm, or to quote unquote, as they would say, to God, then who would be closer to that than the black female?
That's and you know, that's interesting that you say that, because I remember Dr. Valentine saying that when women learned how to read, they lost a lot of their powers.
And that's quite possible.
Because they were deeply already totally intuitive to the realm, the oracles. They were the connection.
Yes, that's right. It's just like children. Yeah.
And they dogged him out for that. Women dogged him out because if they come learning from this side of the world, they was going in on him when they didn't understand deeply where he was coming from. That they
if they listen to Sadhguru, which is one of the most popular mystics right now, because he's all over YouTube.
Yes,
he said that he doesn't read anything because he don't want to cloud his mind with that. Because he said, because that's what happens when you start doing that, and he doesn't read anything. He keeps his mind open.
Like Dr. Sabi said, I don't read books.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But that's how you're able to tap into the herbs and the spirit of the herbs sometimes. So,
well, actually, the left brain is developed through formal academic training. The right brain is developed through meditation. Meditation definitely strengthens and opens the right hemisphere of the brain.
So they polite used to say that in his books. I've heard him say that. Go ahead, Empress Aisha. Okay.
So moving forward, what? I'm sorry, I'm kind of stuck on the LL. Okay, because I remember growing up and being in Islam, they say that the shaitan has two left hands. So they would say you can't eat with your left hand. I'm like, I'm left-handed, but they was like, you can't eat with your left hand. But this just makes me feel like this LL had kind of like gave me a different perspective of the two left hands and what that could possibly mean. But I'm just saying that's just when I just connected the dots. Like,
what do you say to that, Adam? What do you say?
It wasn't two left hands; it was two left heads. Like,
well, I'm glad that you're connecting the dots because see, I could elaborate on that, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to let people reason for themselves.
Oh, really? You don't want to touch on it? You don't want to touch on it?
No, I'm going to let people reason things out for themselves.
Right. Yeah.
And let me just say something else that I forgot to say at the beginning. I wanted to say is that, and I want people to get in the habit of doing this. I don't want anyone to accept or deny anything that I say. I don't want you to believe or disbelieve. I want you to listen to the contents of what I'm saying and see how much logic you can extract from it. See how much sense you can make out of it. See if it's valid or invalid, true or false. See if it corresponds to reality or whether it don't. And get in the habit of doing that with everyone that you're listening to. This is why I'm so passionate about math, because it helps you develop the ability to think and reason for yourself. Because when you listen to people and you don't reason things out, you're going to get confused because everybody's going to seem to make sense, but you're going to have to be able to take that information and sort it out for yourself.
Somebody just asked, should we not write books? Should women not write books?
Well, books is for a purpose. There's two forms of communication, which is speaking and writing. So we write to communicate as well. Whatever you would say, you would speak, you would write. So people should write and read. It's just that knowing what to read.
Right. And knowing what you download and what you're downloading to write. What you're uploading. Exactly. No, but brother, this has been an extraordinary experience. I hope everybody give brother Adam a well-deserved round of applause, man. This brother here actually brought the fire. And I know he got much more to give. Believe me, I know.
I have one more question, real quick.
Okay.
Growing up, I had a problem with telling time. I mean, not when they was teaching me how to tell time, and they it feel like it was like they could never teach me how to tell time based on the clock, because they would say it starts at 12. I said no, it starts at 1. I was just that kid, like, no, you can't tell me the clock starts at 12 when I see 1. Like, I don't. What is that? What is this 12 o'clock? And why does it start at 12 versus 1?
That's all geometry. It's geometry because it's the right angle. You notice that the 12 is at the top, right? And you can break it down into angles, 45-degree angles, 90-degree angles, etc., and 180-degree angles. It's all about the clock. Matter of fact, when we were in the Ansar community, we didn't use clocks to tell time. We could look at the sky.
Right.
You can look at the sun. When the sun is straight above you, it's usually 12 noon. And that's what they base that clock on. You see, that's you look straight up when it's right there. When it moves on an angle, I could always tell when it was 3 o'clock. And remember, back then we was making the 5 prayers. So when you make the prayers and you were outside, you had to look up in the sky to see when it was time to make Asa.
We ain't have no watch, nothing.
Right.
We have none of that. That is the truth. Any other questions, sister?
No, thank you. This is great. Thank you.
Let me see if anybody have any questions. I love this. Everybody's loving this, brother Adam. Yes. They said I have to replay this. Oh yeah.
What do you do? Do you have Zoom classes? Brother
Pardon? Oh,
Adam, you have
yes.
no classes?
Matter of fact, yes, I do. Matter of fact, I'm not in the physical building, school buildings now. So a
Mhm.
lot of us are going remote. I do remote. Yeah.
Mhm. And you do tutor,
And
right? You do
the
tutor.
tutoring, I use Google Meet for
Good.
tutoring.
Okay.
Good. And people, if you want to contact them via email to set up the tutoring or deal with tutor, if you're going to college or wherever you got to go, when you want to learn this type of math and how to use it and apply it, because it is applied mathematics. The mathologist is here. His email is right there. If you want to send him some PayPal love, please spread love by sending him some PayPal love. But also, you can pay for his services by booking his services, but using PayPal also, because he's very reasonable. And I'm so proud that this brother is doing what he got to do to keep it going, man. I hope the family is doing well, brother Adam, man.
Mhm.
Thank you very
Yeah.
much,
Yeah.
man,
And
for
let me just say
always.
one thing also about in terms of tutoring. I
Go ahead.
focus mainly on the children
Okay.
because the thing is to get a foundation. One of the
Mm.
things that I discovered with high school, college, or even adult ed is that a lot of them have not mastered the foundations, the basics. Once
Mhm.
you master the foundations and the basics, everything else will flow smoothly. But
Mm.
if you get to the college level, you get to high school, and you haven't mastered the basics, then you're going to struggle. You're going to have difficulty. So I
Wow.
make sure that these kids from K through 5 get what they need, so
Right.
that when they get to the high levels, they can get in any school they want to.
And if an adult is trying to come, they're going to have to erase what they've learned already and restart,
Yeah,
wouldn't
yeah.
it? Is it
I,
easier for adults now, or no? Or is it
some
hard?
those who are willing, and people who are willing to surrender their egos and realize that, look, I got to start from basics, because
Yeah,
everything else is built on the basics.
yeah, yes, right. Dr. Blair used to say that. Dr. Moses Powell used to say that. Everything is
Mhm.
built on the basic. Professor
Yeah.
V, even in martial arts,
Yes.
there's a
Yes.
exactly.
And everything.
Yeah.
Oh, any last statements, brother Adam, before we let you go?
Brother Adams, thank you so much. I appreciate you so much. And I'm looking forward to joining your class, or at least my daughter, and I can
Mhm.
just be her student perhaps.
Mhm.
But I appreciate you so much, as we all do. Thank you, Brother Adam.
Oh, it was my pleasure.
Thank you,
Thank
brother,
you.
and you be safe out there, my brother. We'll talk. All right.
Okay, brother.
All right. Thank you very much, man. Appreciate you, man.
All
Thank
right.
you. All
Peace.
right. Give
Peace
him a
to the
round of
family.
applause, our brother. Peace out, brother Adam, man. Did a great job, man.
I
Provided
love
some,
that. That
man,
was
that was good.
beautiful.
Yes, that was, man, we go back some years. We go back years, boy. That brother there, man.
P. Simon, how did you feel about that? Based on how you be adding numbers and things like that, and
Oh, well, because numerology is a little different because we're dealing with the esoteric, but the numbers and the adding of it is very important. And that's what, especially when he talks about the 0 and 9, that's why I tell people about the infinite power behind those two numbers alone. That's 0 and 9. So, and I spoke about it in the book that you have there too. So, and
oh, okay.
and the need to come in this with an open mind. Thank you very much. Come with an open mind if you're going into math. Now, if you get into mathematical computation, as he's told you, it's not just about the numbers. It's about the patterns and sequences and the interpretation. So you got to pay attention to all of that. So the brother was on it, man. Again, please, family, go and support him. Hit him up on PayPal using his email there that I have, admsqupid@gmail.com. And of course, if you want to pay for his services, but you got to spread that love. And remember, he's the mathologist. He really gets in, and we're going to have to bring him back on about the history of Martin Luther King, because he also imitates Martin Luther King very good, very well, with the voice and everything. I've heard him on Kiss FM. I've heard him on WBLS do it. And he's been featured all over the world because he's a top-notch historian on the radical Martin Luther King, not the one that they put out there about the I Have a Dream and all that stuff. No,
Mm.
Martin Luther King has some radical things in his backside. When I tell you, he has something going on, man. And he had people with guns with him back in the day, too. People don't even know that Martin Luther King had soldiers on the ground with rifles and pistols. So people better recognize that. So I want to thank each and every one of y'all for coming in and joining. How often do you do the numerology shows? Well, you could go to my numerology Ministry of Numerovation on YouTube, or the Numerovation Nation. But I do a lot of that on my IG And of course, Facebook. I put a lot of that up on my Facebook and IG, you know. But this was mathematics. This was a mathologist that came up, and here's some good books that you should get. But just be reminded that they have their biases, of course. But once you look with your right mind, the right hemisphere of your mind, and deal with that spiritual aspect, you'll find out where it all came from. This one is called Universal Numbers, the Universal Language. Very good book. I just got this yesterday, actually, and been reading through it. This book here is called The Stories of Numbers, How Mathematics Has Shaped Civilization by John McLeish. This one is with the introduction by John Henry Clark. This one is called Africa Counts by Claudia Vasilevsky. And this one, like he said, the binary system is about to go out of style, but those zeros and ones, the computer arithmetics, I found this at a dollar store. This was $1 on the dollar guys over there on the streets of New York. I always stop at those dollar bookstores. Believe me, those dollar street bookstores, those guys that selling dollar books on the street, they got some good books out there, man. So enough respect. And also Brother Willie, I bought this from Brother Willie. Brother Willie on 125th Street, across from Apollo. And of course, this book I brought from Brother Willie also. He has a good book over there, The Theory of Numbers, that I didn't pick up. I picked up old books instead. But you know, let me run down some of these commercials so we could close out. Remember tonight, family, we got Red Pill, of course, coming in tonight. We got Red Pill coming in tonight. And is it possible to get out of the Matrix? We got Red Pill coming in tonight at 9 p.m., family. Oh, yeah, Red is going to be in the building. The whole calendar, we got the Iridologist coming in on Wednesday, Dr. Shakira Moore. That's the 5th, Cinco de Mayo. That's May the 5th. On May the 6th, if you look at the bottom, we got Minister Nuri coming in. Minister Nuri Muhammad, going to be talking about relationship, Islamically and otherwise. We got TJ Lofton coming in. He deals with gentrification and how black folks can learn to gentrify our neighborhoods also. Brother Quasi is coming in the Wednesday after. And then Marcia Moore is coming in that Sunday. Then on May the 19th, we got Lioness Crown coming in. And then May the 20th, we got Dr. Phil Valentine coming in. On May the 23rd, we got Nadine Barton, a naval officer and author, coming in. And then on that last Wednesday of May, we have Shireen Soka, the Susie Q, the former disco diva, who not only have seen flying saucers in Canada, but she was also the original first black woman to own her own modeling agency and acting agency in Canada. So we have all of them coming in the month of May. And the month of June is going to be off the hook too. My goodness. We got King Randall in the month of June. We got, of course, Joycelyn Brown coming in the month of June. We have the owners of this particular product coming in. Better Health Shop coming in the month. A matter of fact, they coming in the month of May also, but they come in at the end of May as a special broadcast in the early afternoon. So we're going to be having them. So can't wait to have them. They sell the monatomic gold and they sell the colloidal silver. All of that is being sold. But remember, family, always do your research to find out what works for you. But make sure you go to their website. This is their website right here. Health is better at Better Health Shop. That's right. .ets at etsy.com. And they also got a 1-800 number they just gave me. That's 1-800-820-7822. That's 820-7822 if you want consultation. And for more information, you could also text that number if you want. They got some great health products over there. That's betterhealthshop.etsy.com. And their 800 number is 800-820-7822. So make sure you show them some love. And again, let's check out what's coming up. Okay. Of course, our beautiful sister. Tell them about your products, beautiful sister.
Yes, my beautiful sisters. This is the month. I promise you all, this will be the month. So y'all will be checking out some new earrings. And when I post up the pictures, my sister, if you like them, just hit me up. Say this is what I like. First come, first serve. You know, I make these by hand, and I'm telling you, when you work by your hands start to bother you. So I don't know how much longer I'm gonna be doing this. So my sisters, get on this, and that's it. Much
Oh yeah, that just means you're gonna teach somebody else to do it. So you can get.
I'm going. Yes, I will be
Yeah,
giving classes. If y'all want to learn
you
how to
have to.
make that,
Right.
I will be doing that soon.
That's how
I
you do
definitely
it.
thank you, King Simon, because I totally forgot to mention that.
That's
My
right.
sister
You
has
got
been
it.
telling me forever. That way, you
That's
know
right.
what, my sisters, y'all can have it for yourselves and do it for yourselves. You
Exactly,
know,
because
marathon continues.
hit her up on the of course the
Yes.
IG and the email, and spread love via her Cash App and show you some. She'll be teaching online classes, and of course it'll be a course, but you might as well go ahead and do it. It's going to be a very beautiful time for y'all to learn how to do that type of stuff. Be creative with your hands. Believe that. Be
Yes, you got
creative.
it.
Also, family, if you want to support my son's music, please hit him up. Hit him up, hit him up, hit him up. Make sure you get some of his music. He got some great music on his link. Make sure you hit him up via those links right there. All platforms, you can check him on out. And also, of course, my books. If you want to get my books, please, you can order my books on Linktree. Linktree, the books are available on Linktree. All of these books are Linktree. That's right. Oh, my sister got her book in her hand. Thank you very
Represent.
much.
Ah.
She got the book. She got the book. Look at that. All right. Also, if you want any real estate information, please hit up my sister Janelle Lewis, 347-866-1153. That's 347-866-1153. Don't forget Lloyd Strayhorn. Take his class, lloyd-strayhorn.com. That's lloyd-strayhorn.com. My classes are going to be revealed and shared out on June the 22nd. So I'm going to be recording in this month and finish it off in the next few weeks. And then I'll be selling those classes for $222. All 9 of them will be sold for $222, and you'll have access to them all the time. Okay, so you could review it and go through it and all that. $222 on my class. There's no special deal. There's none of that going on. It's not going through Udemy. This ain't going through Teachable. There will be no special deal. You'll have it infinitely for you by Bath Method, and it's going to be broken down and simpler. As a matter of fact, even children can learn this. That's how deep the Bath Method is going to be. It's going to be from a children's point of view and perspective, but it's going to be deep. But I'm going to show you how to track the numbers. Of course, be aware of around the numbers, see around the numbers, track the numbers, and look beyond the numbers and be able to hear the numbers and why you do hear them. Check out my sister here. This is pedalwise.com. Man, this team here is doing the work. Women are getting pregnant after doing sessions with this sister. Women are releasing fibroids out of their system after doing sessions with the system. I'm telling you, family, she shows you how to reverse it. She also does consultation. You can get the 10% off with all the products right now on the website, pedalwise.com. 10% off, coupon King 2021, and tell them King Simon sent you. And of course, if you want to do a Numerovation session with me, please text your full name and date of birth to 347-496-1022. If you live outside of the United States, please use WhatsApp. 347-496-1022. And remember, I do have a waiting list. I do have a waiting list all the way into June, the end of May going into June. So once you get on that waiting list, you will be served. Just be patient. Just be patient, please. Please. And also, one more thing. The views. Content disclaimer. The views, comments, and opinions expressed by guests, speakers, or authors on this YouTube channel do not necessarily reflect or represent the views and opinions held by this channel's broadcasters and its sponsors. Parental guidance is advised. Are you ready for the prayer, sister?
Yes, I am. Yes, I
Good.
am.
Let's shout out Dr. Blair real quick. Of course, if you want to get any of his products, because he's the inventor of this prayer, he's the one that downloaded this prayer that we're about to share with you. Legacy Shop. Go to his Legacy Shop. That's www.themetacenter2.com. That's www.themetacenter2 for his books, Faraday products, and much more. The magnets, all of that is being sold on that product. Let's give Dr. Blair a well-deserved round of applause in the ancestral realm. And we're getting ready for the prayer right now. Here we go. Prayer time, family. Closing out with the prayer. My sister, go ahead with the prayers. Go ahead.
Greetings. Okay, family, give thanks. This is a beautiful show. Let's take a deep breath in and exhale. Give thanks. Please, universal creator, know in my heart that I love you. Please protect me and this planet on which I live now. Please open my mind, my spirit, and my soul to receive only truth and your love now.
Say it again for the people in the back.
Even for the people in the back. All right, everyone. Once again, this is time we're going to do this collectively. Please, universal creator, know in our hearts that we love you. Please protect us and this planet on which we live now. Please open our minds, our spirits, and our souls to receive only truth in your love now.
Yes, give that a round of applause, our beautiful sister. Shared it with us. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you,
We're going to
thank you,
manifest
thank you.
great things together, everyone. We're going to manifest greatness.
Well, thank you very much, beautiful. And please have a rest of your day. May you have a pleasant day. You coming on tonight with Red Pill?
Yes, yes. You know, it's for the Red Pill, yeah.
Yeah. We got to represent with the Red Pill.
Red Pill, yes.
Yes. All right, my beautiful. We'll talk, and you be safe and have a great day, okay? Until I see you tonight, all right? All right. Peace and love.
Give thanks. Peace and love.
Peace and love. Yes, right. That's our sister there. Enough respect to her and what she's done and how she's doing. Once again, give her a round of applause as we get ready to move on out. Oh, man, it's been a wonderful, wonderful show. Yeah. We had the great Adam right here. Oh, yeah, baby. Make sure you support by hitting him up. That's his email. Make sure you go support him. Cash, PayPal, hit him up. That's Brother Adam, the mathologist. He broke it down. He shared it with you. He gave you that wisdom. Tonight we got Blue Pill in the building. This is all his contacts right here. I mean, Red Pill. We got Red Pill in the building. I'm here saying Blue Pill. We got Red Pill in the building. They're twins, so it's hard not to. Got to shout them both out, Blue Pill and the Red Pill. So tonight we got Red Pill. Make sure you hit him up on PayPal or email him at themart125@gmail. Cash App is Phil, $Phil Moreland. kingscounty.bigcartel.com, flow.page/Red Pill. And of course, hit him up on Linktree, KTL_University. Got him coming up at 9 o'clock tonight, so we're going to have fun tonight. Don't miss it. Want to thank all of y'all for tuning in. Want to thank all of y'all for coming in. Your brother King Simon is about to get on out of here, take a step to the rear and get the heck on out of here. That's what Frankie Crocker used to say back in the day. Regardless of land, label, or language, there's but one God, and up you mighty nation, you could accomplish what you will, like Marcus Garvey used to say. And don't forget what Khalid used to say. Dr. Khalid used to say, regardless of land, label, or language, there's but one God. That's right, family. Take care. Stay at peace. We love you. Bye.